I'm at Hampton Springs, talking quietly. There's a lot of anglers about, but at Malpas in Cheshire, just getting set up. Might not be a lot of talking in this one, but I'll try and record and take pictures of any fish.
Probably one of the biggest fish I've seen caught off this peg.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Just in the middle of the well, I was in the middle of the expanse out there. You know. Go on, mate.
Not having any of it, is he?
No.
If he wanted to, he could fucking run the length of this fucking water.
I know.
It's a fucking good size one, him.
Oh, is he ready? Yes.
You're going to get in your fucking net.
You know.
Catch a better one than that.
That's a nice mirror. Nice mirror, that, isn't it?
Fucking lovely, that. Scaled, maybe.
It's fully scaled as well, or nearly fully scaled.
Like I say, it could be more, could be fucking less, isn't it?
Yeah. Pleased with that.
I'd be fucking made up with that. There you go, Carl.
Just on the drop on a bit of sweet corn. Brambles.
Yeah. Lighter than the other one, isn't it?
I'd say so, yeah. Fucking hell, it's on the
Lovely better.
size 10 hook or something as well, isn't it? Weather's not as good as it could be. It was supposed to be bright and sunny today, but it's just got a very light sort of drizzle going on at the minute, so the umbrella's up. I've had two decent carp so far, both mirrors. One was more or less fully scaled mirror, around the £10 mark, and a slightly lighter one just on the float, actually, on a piece of sweet corn, literally on the drop. So looks like the sun's trying to burn its way through, so we'll see what happens and hopefully some more fish. Had a couple more just tiny things, skimmers and roach. Nothing I took pictures of. If I don't need the landing net to bring them in, then I don't bother to take a picture. So looks like the aerator's just kicked in, so I'm not sure what that'll do. It'll either frighten the fish or might encourage them. I made up about 3 different baits for the PVA mesh that I like using yesterday, but it's hard to say. I've had one fish off the bottom on one of the PVA meshes, and then another one on the float just as literally it hit the water. A bit of corn floating down on the hook. It's getting a bit breezy and drizzling again at the minute. A few fish rising, just taking bits off the surface. A few ducks floating around as well, pecking at bits that are floating. So see what happens, bring you back in a bit. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's a little, I think it's a moorhen floating around there, pecking at bits of bait. Had a little run before, but I lost the fish. Gone very quiet. I'm getting a nudge on that rod there. Tip just twitched a bit. See if it picks it up and runs with it. Apparently this particular lake is going to get turned into a main specimen lake next year. Problem right now is it's just full of little skimmers and tiny fish, so they're going to be netting it and converting it to one of the specimen lakes with bigger fish. I believe there's carp to about £25 in here currently, but so it'll be interesting to see what it's like next year then. Still a bit breezy and keep taking the brolly up and down. Every time I take it down it starts raining again, so I've switched. I pulled the float rod in now, and I've put like the zig rod out with a sort of subsurface bait on it, so we'll see what happens. Try and change the tactics. There are still fish rising, but intermittent. It's a strange day, it's a bit overcast. I'm not sure what the actual pressure is. No actual phone signal around here. I don't know if a tower's gone down. This fishery is in a village called Malpas, or an area called Malpas, and it used to be a town, but it's actually lost its town status, and I believe it's now just designated as a village because a lot of the young people sort of left and moved out the area for work, so the population sort of declined to a point where it became a village. But this is a fantastic setting. There are several pools and the spring fed. It's not the most expensive place. There's a good tackle shop. You can buy, I think you can get a brew in there, but you can certainly buy cans of pop and chocolate and stuff. The only thing I'd say lets it down really is the toilet facility. There's one sort of facility covering the whole block, and it could be a lot better. But I just landed a 17.5 pound mirror carp, which is a personal best for me. So hopefully I've got this recoil action cam running as well. Each time I hook up I switch it on to record, so hopefully some of the fight is in that. I've got a nice still picture of it. Luckily one of the guys that's with me, or one of my mates, had a weigh sling and everything with him, so we weighed it in the sling and we slipped it back in the water, so I'm quite pleased with that. That is a personal best for me, so really pleased. Anyway, back to the fishing, time for another. Cast it there and I thought the line went slack, he was over here. There's a mirror, isn't it? I think. Good dark fish as well, it's an old one. Common.
Oh, fuck. I thought it'd come off then. The elastic's doing over time.
I'm going to have to try and learn that, see if I can retie some of these, because they're not cheap. It's just pole elastic, I think, at the end of the day, like, but
Yeah.
I don't know what grade it is. Oh, something else swirling there as well. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's coming now.
Oh man, this one could be a bit too...
Got it.
Oh.
Let me get the fucking net wet.
I think this is going to be a PB for me, you know.
Yeah?
Quite possibly. You right?
Get her open.
Yeah.
We're ready. Oh, she's a fucking chunk.
Sun's finally come out for a bit. Still a bit breezy, but it's actually quite warm in the sun. I just had an argument with this tree. In fact, I've had two arguments with it today. Got my float stuck up there on one cast, but I got the float back. But I just lost one set up on there. One off the bottom, my bottom rig, if you like. So a little disappointed with that. Well, that's the one that's caught me 2 out of the 3 fish today, but not to worry. This is the trials and tribulations of fishing. If it's not a snag underwater, it's a overhanging tree or something you've got to try and cast around. So tied the rigs off. I've left the float rod in for now. So my right hand rod is set up with a like a zig rig on the end, so an adjustable zig. So I've got a floating bait set about 6 inches below the surface, and the left hand rod is I just rearmed it again with another one of my bottom rigs to tie myself. And I've got obviously one of these PVA sort of sausages on. This is some stuff I mixed up. Actually started mixing it on Friday. It's Sunday today. So there's hemp in there, there's corn in there, some breadcrumbs in there. The red flecks you can see are some bloodworm pellets. And then there is some hemp and corn oil in there, and there is some almond goo in there. So a pretty pungent little parcel that the fish seem to be enjoying. So I mixed some up for loose feeding, and I put some in that PVA nets which seem to be working. Made 2 other mixes up as well, basically like crushed boilie and particle type mixes, 2 different flavours. So I'm just having a go with each for a little while and switching between them, switching the hook bait up to match. So it'd have been nice to catch more fish, but I've caught 3 pretty decent ones today, so I'm not disappointed with that. I had quite a few little sort of what they call skimmers and roach. I say, like I said before, if I didn't need the net to get them out of the water, I've not bothered sort of photographing them or anything. So I'll leave these for a while, see if we can get any more fish on. Catch you in a bit. I threw a few maggots into the grass there for the little robin. He seems to have, he was looking at me tweeting away in a bush, so I threw him, and I think it frightened him, but it looks like he's come back and at the corner of me brolly in the picture. Looks like he's come back for a bit of a munch. Bit quiet on the water at the minute. There's some just to the right of the aerator, there's a carp mulling around on the surface. Now I've got a bottom bait just underneath there, so hopefully it'll swim down. The atmospheric pressure is around 1000 millibar at the minute, which carp tend to go off feeding. Swarm of midges around me. Ideal, you need about 1013ish, 1012 is the ideal atmospheric pressure that brings carp onto the feed. What time is it? It's just gone 4:15, been here since 7, so probably have another hour or so. See how we go, either run out of time or bait, whichever one comes first. Still got the other rod out, the little zig rod, but it's just in close in the margin there. Shall bring you back shortly. Fishing's over for the day. Christ, I bring far too much stuff with me. Gotta load it to get here, unload it here, load it back up, then unload it again at home. Nightmare. So just go and have a walk back round the bank, check we've not left anything behind. Ooh. Didn't have any more fish. That 17.5 was the this is the 2 guys I were with were fishing these 2 pegs along here, and I was over by this tree. So that splash then, looks like a duck or something just dived in. Probably having a look round hoovering stuff up. That robin's been pecking around here where I threw the maggots. So, well, that was a good day, a personal best for me. Not a big fish by some scales like, but they can grow over 50-pound carp, so that's the biggest one I've ever caught. So, got a bit over an hour's drive home now. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers now.